I'm Ahmed Allouch. I'm working at the Tunisian Parliament. This is the Assembly of People Representative of Tunisia. I'm an advisor at the Parliament. I'm working, I have been this since 2009. I will present today the new cases of modernization of our Parliament. Especially we are now just a new Parliament since almost 6 months. So, in fact, in Tunisia, we just elected a new Parliament in last year and this year. This is the election of the new 161 members was in December, the first round, and January this year, the second round. And it was under a new constitution that has ratified it by a referendum in last July 2022. In all 25 women were elected. And on March 13, the newly elected Parliament had its first session. So just 6 months of the beginning of the work of the new Parliament. In fact, the Parliament, the first thing that starting to work on it is the internal regulation. And after 1.5 months of working, discussion and meetings, the Parliament approved the internal regulation in its plenary session held on April this year. So the internal regulation adopted new rules and procedure with the strengthening of the use of new technologies, softwares in order to facilitate the work and to modernize the legislative and administrative process. So the modernization is not only the administrative, but also the legislative process. And the most of this modernization that I will present are new regarding to the past internal regulation and the past work in our Parliament. So for that, different electronic applications, platforms, and software are adopted, and we started to use those application platforms and software, and this use will be reinforced by next year because, as I said, we almost at the 6th months of the starting of the new Parliament. This is decision or this aspect are coming from two aspects: the new tendency of modernization and also the openness to the open and e-Parliament. This is coming from the new elected members. So all the new elected members are agreed to have a new Parliament, an open Parliament, and working on like an e-Parliament. Also, this coming from the necessity and the learned lessons, especially after the COVID pandemic. So as like many parliaments in the world, during the pandemic, we started to use or to reinforce the use of the technology and the online tools, especially for the plenary sessions and the committee meetings. And we used some software, but especially with the Teams software. But now we are using new tools to have to adapt this modernization in the coming years. So I will I will present now the modernization aspect where this. The first one was the first one is for concerning the online meetings and the voting. So in fact, as I said in the introduction, and in the framework of ensuring the continuity of the work of the Parliament in any circumstance and any conditions such as the COVID-19, the new internal regulation stipulated the possibility of the online meeting, including the possibility of online voting by adopting electronic applications, platform, and software. To note that this was not allowed before. So all the plenary, this online. This possibility of online meeting and voting is for the plenary sessions, Parliament office meetings, President's meeting, conference, the parliamentary blocks meetings, and the parliamentary committees meetings. The second one is the drafting laws. So all the amendments of all the amendment proposal related to a draft or planned law must be submitted. Now it's an obligation. This can become an obligation. It should be and must be submitted through the specific electronic platform and software prepared for this purpose, with a maximum period of 4 days from the publication of the draft and report on the website, without taking into account the day of publication. So in this case, all the amendments become obligatory through the this platform, and there is a software prepared for this purpose. Who, for sure, all the members have access to it during all their duties. The second thing is the minutes of the deliberation of the plenary session. So for this, where after a plenary session taking, a preliminary minutes or transcript shall be prepared that includes the entire deliberation of each plenary session. But to finalize it, to complete it, to have the final version, it should be through a specific electronic platform that is prepared for this, and all members have this to access on it, and they have to review and any request of any correction based for sure on the probable non-compliance with the deliberation. So this is or any request of correction or any review should be through this platform, and they have like a period of 1 week. So after this period, and if not through this online, they are not accepted. Any changement is not accepted. Yeah. For the written question, and this is in the framework of monitoring the government work, every member can submit a written questions to members of the government. This is in a brief and particular form that does not include personal data, for sure, in accordance with the legislation related to the protection of personal data. The written question should be deposited in a specific electronic platform and software prepared for this purpose. So all the writing questions should be on this platform, and all the also replay responses will be on this platform. So no paper, no printing for any writing question or replay coming from the government or going to the government. After that, for the relationship with the citizens and civil society. For sure, since some years, the Parliament adopted a new relation with the civil society, but in this time it's like the modernization in the relation and the communication with citizens and civil society. And this is in the framework of the openness and transparency of the Parliament. So civil society organization can propose, suggest, anything related to laws, to administration, to draft, to the committees, and all these are submitted through the electronic platform. and it will be an interactions and online discussions with will be through this platform with the parliament members and with the committees, with also with the office of the parliament. Civil society organization and association may be also invited to hearings in the committee, but all the starting work and the relation should be through this platform, which is accessible to all civil society organizations and can submit their proposals and suggestions to the parliament and to the members. Another thing is like it's a little bit administrative, is the attendance of the plenary sessions and the committees meetings. So for all absence and apologize for attending the plenary session or and the committee meetings, there is a specific electronic platform that is developed, and this is specific to fill it, and it's obligatory to the member to fill it directly and according to a particular model, and this is linked directly to the session unit and the finance unit. This to have this link with the sessions to know who is attending or no, and for the finance department, so for the purpose of the all finance related to the members. It also allows uploading supporting documents if needed in order to prove the legitimate justification for absence, and this is without within 72 hours. Also, for the administration structures and departments, also all the members are worked on it, and hope to have like an open parliament, not only on the legislative aspects, but only in the but also in the administrative aspects. And in the context of adopting the principle of transparency, openness, and inclusiveness in all its work, and in a way to guarantee the citizens' right to access information and ensure the smooth conduct of activities, commitment has been made by the Tunisian parliament and by the members to digitalize all administrative structures and departments, and to develop contact and communication mechanism in accordance with the work strategy to support and dedicate this principle. And this it started since the beginning of this legislature, and now we almost finish to modernize all the administrative structures and departments. So the parliament focused also on establishing systems for electronic data exchange and remote staff work in accordance with the requirement of the legislation related to the protection of personal data, access to information, and information safety, this law in Tunisia. So also we started to practice like remote staff works, because before it's not allowed and it's not possible to it. Finally, an action plan and strategy have been developed, and a periodically monitoring and evaluation plan was established to review, to develop, and to follow all this modernization aspect in the new parliament.